That wasn't good. We could do better than that. Ready? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are about to do my first ever Keltec review. This is the CP33, the funky little competition pistol that holds 33 rounds of 22 LR in each of the magazines. Now, if you don't know, Keltec makes some funky guns, kind of like space guns. They just make some very unique designs. We're going to talk about the features of this funky gun. We'll talk about the pros, the cons, what I think of it overall, and of course we are going to get it to the range. This gun was lent to the channel by my buddy Curtis. Curtis also let me borrow this funky shotgun. Curtis likes funky guns. I do not have any connection to Keltec in any way, shape, or form. Yes, I do work in the firearms industry, but that will not affect this review in any way, shape, or form because these opinions are mine and mine only. The sponsor of today's video is the wonderful Blackout Coffee Company. It's Saturday morning. I am very early. I'm about to go head to the range, and without my coffee, I am pretty useless. Blackout Coffee makes some really high quality, small batch roasted, lots of flavors, made right down in Florida. They support the military and veterans a ton, which I love. If you want to check them out, there is a link in a discount code down in the video description, and you can get yourself some Blackout Coffee. As always, let's start at the bottom and we can work our way forward. This brace setup does not come with this pistol. Shooting a 22, any rimfire pistol is already a dream. Adding a brace to it just makes it absolutely ridiculous in a good way. The brace itself comes from Gearhead Works, and this adapter that goes on there is made by Ferrotech. It just makes it an absolute dream, an absolute pleasure to shoot this gun. Now, what makes this gun special over other 22 LR guns is going to be the magazine. The magazine holds 33 rounds of 22 LR. It's kind of like a quad stack magazine where you have a divider in the middle and then the rounds stagger on each side of that divider. So 33 rounds itself is crazy, but when you get this 3D printed adapter, I apologize, I don't know who made it, but if you get the adapter, your 33 round magazine now goes to a 50 round magazine, which is bananas. So if you are going to get one of these pistols, I highly recommend getting one of these speed loaders from American Speed Loaders. This thing works with these magazines perfectly, and Keltec should just buy these and include it with the gun. You just drop the magazine in, you load one round of 22 LR in, you push it down, it loads the round. Slide the next one in, push down, loads around, and make sure you get the magazine loaded correctly so everything runs reliably. If you're gonna do it by hand, when you put the round in, just make sure you slide it all the way to the back of the magazine. They have a tendency to kind of half load, and if you don't slide it to the back, the rounds are not gonna stagger correctly. So get the speed loader. It makes it so much easier. So my favorite thing about the gun is the magazine. My least favorite thing is going to be the magazine release. It does not have a normal magazine release here. It's on the heel of the grip, and that's how you drop the magazine. On top of having a unique release, the magazines don't drop freely. Like I'm pushing the button here and they don't drop freely. Being this is a competition gun, it's kind of something I would think that is important. Now, being this holds either 33 rounds or 50 rounds, luckily you don't have to reload very often, but when you do, you're shooting, you need to strip that magazine before you get the next one. So your magazine reloads may be like a half second slower. The grip on the gun is fine. It doesn't need a very aggressive texture. It's a pretty heavy 22 LR gun, especially if you're shooting it braced. There's no recoil, so you don't need anything more aggressive. I think if this was mine, I would put a set of Talon grips on here just to make them feel a little more aggressive. I just like the way those grips feel. Totally not necessary though. The charging handle on the back here is kind of cool. It's an ambi charging handle, so good for lefties or righties. It's very good for clearing malfunctions, and anyone who has shoot 22 LR know there are some malfunctions to clear. And it's very, dare I say, AR-15-esque, where you can run the charging handle out, lock the I'll say bolt to the rear, and then send it forward like an AR-15. So the trigger on this pistol is actually pretty good. It says that it's supposed to be around 4 pounds, but on my Lyman trigger gauge it was coming in around 3 pounds. I'm starting to think there's something wrong with my Lyman trigger gauge because every gun I review is a pound or two less trigger pull than it's supposed to be. So I don't know. Either way, the trigger is pretty nice. It has a very, very small amount of take up. It comes to a very, very stout, crisp wall when it breaks. And then the trigger may be a little, the reset of the trigger might be a little on the long side, but I'm being pretty picky for a budget pistol like this. Overall, the trigger is very, very good. The safety is also fine. It is an ambi safety, no issues with the location or how it works, the size, the shape. I don't want a safety on pretty much any of my guns. Being this is not a defensive gun, I don't really care that it's on there. So the slide release, slide stop on this gun is okay. It's not bad to use it to lock the slide bolt to the rear. Releasing it, it's a little on the stiff side, very, very doable, not terrible. I say it's okay. The rail on the top is very, very nice. If you want to add some sort of optic to it, it goes across the entire top of the pistol, so you can easily add an optic or maybe even a small light out here. If you take off the front sight, you can have an optic and a small light on top, and that would be a pretty slick setup. On the bottom here, it does have an M-LOK slot. Screwed into that M-LOK is a Picatinny adapter, and then I threw a big old Inforce Wild 2 on there, just, I don't know, just being silly, and why not. The sights are also fantastic. One of the better things about this pistol, I did take the red dot off and shot it a little bit without the red dot on here. The front is a very bright green fiber optic. The rear is also fiber optic. It's orange, 2 dots, and lining those sights up is super, super easy. It has a great set of factory sights. So the barrel on this pistol is pretty long. It's 5.5 inches, and the cool part, it is threaded 1/2 by 28. So if you are lucky enough to live in a state where you can have suppressors, we are not, unfortunately. This would be a perfect suppressor host. This thing would be awesome with a suppressor. My buddy Curtis threw this muzzle brake on here because why not kill every little bit of recoil possible. This muzzle brake is from CX3 Tactical, if you are wondering. Not necessary, but very, very cool. The testing that I did, I shot several hundred rounds through this pistol. Once I start shooting rimfire guns, I just can't stop, and I didn't want to shoot that much, but I did, and so be it. I did the normal steel plate racks, transitions, a bunch of running and gunning, did some magazine exchanges. I even did an accuracy test, but I forgot to hit record, so I don't have that footage. I apologize. It was a very, very good, accurate gun. I did it only at 10 yards, and I was very, very impressed, but I don't have it to show you. So you're gonna have to take my word on that. The only problem I had was with CCI quiet ammunition. I made a mistake. I meant to grab a box of CCI mini mags out of my ammunition stash that I had with me, and the boxes looked similar. I grabbed the CCI quiet. The gun did not like the CCI quiet. A lot of guns don't. Most guns don't. They don't typically cycle reliably, and this gun was no different. So as far as pros, I gotta start with the capacity, man. 33 rounds of 22 LR in a quad stack magazine is pretty awesome. You buy this 3D printed magazine extension, and now you're up to 50 rounds, and that is just solid. This thing shoots amazingly fast, amazingly soft. What would you expect with a good size rimfire pistol that's braced and has a brake on it? I wouldn't expect anything less, but A++ for a very, very fun gun. And then the third one, I'm probably gonna have to say the charging handle. I really, really liked the charging handle. Cons, I have 2 cons. I mentioned them in the review already. That magazine release down here, I am not a huge fan of. It is not the end of the world, but I don't love it. Second is gonna be the slide release. Again, not the end of the world, but it's a little on the stiff side if you choose to use it as a magazine release. Overall, I am very, very impressed with my first Keltec weapon. If they're all as reliable and fun as this one, I look forward to reviewing other Keltec weapons going forward. I don't know if this would be an ideal competition pistol or not with the magazine release. With the magazine capacity, absolutely, but not the magazine release. As far as plinking and going to the range and having fun, definitely one of the best guns for that. If you want to take it out in the woods and hunt little critters, you can absolutely do that as well. Especially if you miss, you have 33 rounds, 33 opportunities to take down that squirrel or raccoon or whatever little critter that you are hunting. All right, before you guys go, I need to thank first my buddy Curtis for loaning me this very, very fun pistol. Second, I need to thank Blackout Coffee for sponsoring this video. That is greatly appreciated of them. Again, links are down in the video description. My Patreon supporters have once again paid for the ammo for this video, so I need to thank the Patreon supporters. These are the other companies who support me with affiliate links. Again, the link and/or discount code is down in the video description. Most important, I want to thank you boys and girls for watching, because that is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, and only if you think I deserve it, click that like button. Go ahead and drop me a comment. And most important, please subscribe to the channel and enable the bell notifications. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.